When Cardinal Otunga was born in 1923, his mother named him Simiyu, but the father was not happy. So the father named him Otunga. It shows a sort of a ruler. But in our tradition, someone is allowed to have two names. You may find that when you are with Wasike here, and you go to where his mother comes from, you'll find him being called, let's say, Wekesa. It is usually allowed for someone to have a second name which is used only in the places where his mother or her mother comes from. So, if you are a Luhya, you'll understand that the name that he was given by his mother was Simiyu. He was the first son or the first child of the first wife of Sudi Namachanja, Paramount Chief Sudi Namachanja. He was the first child of the first wife, and it is said that Sudi Namachanja had over 70 wives. I don't know how true it is, but we can say that he had a lot of wives. As I was growing up, I used to hear that Sudi Namachanja, that is Cardinal Otunga's father, would walk around, meet a child, ask the child his or her name. Once he has been told the name, then he would ask the child, "Who is your father?" And the child would say, "I am a child of Chief Sudi Namachanja." And Chief Sudi Namachanja, who was Cardinal Otunga's father, would then ask the child, "And what is the name of your mother?" Then the child would tell him the name of his or her mother. And he would tell the child, "Go and tell your mom that you met your father." How true it is, I don't know. But if he had 70 wives, then you can know he had a lot of kids. They were from the Vahone clan of the Bukusu. Chief Sudi Namachanja was one of the 3 Bukusu paramount chiefs. So in 1935, Cardinal Otunga, the person who was later to be a cardinal, he was converted into Catholicism and was baptized and given 2 names, Maurice and Michael. Then in 1947, Chief Sudi Namachanja retired as a chief, as a paramount chief. And as per traditions, the person who was to take over as the paramount chief was Maurice Michael Otunga. But he refused. He refused. Then 3 years later, in 1950, he was made a Catholic priest. He was made a Catholic priest in 1950. And then somewhere in the 50s, he was made the Kisii Catholic bishop. That is why at a place called Mosocho, there is a school called Cardinal Otunga High School. This is named after him because he was the first African bishop for Kisii. Then later on, 1971, he was made, to be specific, that is 24th October 1971, he was made an archbishop and co-administrator or adjutant or something of the Catholic Church in Nairobi. What does that mean? It means that you are an archbishop and the automatic successor of that bishop who's there. The bishop there, who was called John Joseph MacArthur, was the Catholic bishop, but he was a Catholic archbishop. Now, Nairobi had two archbishops. There was the Archbishop John Joseph MacArthur, and then there was also Archbishop Maurice Cardinal Otunga. But the overall was the Mzungu. So in 1973, to be specific, 5th March 1973, the Mzungu left Kenya and Cardinal Otunga became the only archbishop in Nairobi and was made a cardinal. He continued being a cardinal. What many people don't know is before he became a bishop, he used to teach in various seminaries and had even risen to the rank of a professor. So even if you met him and called him Professor Otunga, it would have been okay. Then he died on 6th September 2003. He died in the same year as Michael Christopher Wamalwa Kijana. If you study the Bukusu traditions, it is coincidental that a Bukusu political leader dies the same year as a Bukusu religious leader. Just like Masinde Muliro died the same time as Juana Meme. Juana Meme was of the Dini ya Musambwa. Now, when we go back to Cardinal Otunga's father, who was Paramount Chief Sudi, if you travel by train from Webuye to Bungoma, there is only one railway station between the two, halfway. It is called Station Sudi. It was named after Sudi Namachanja's, Cardinal Otunga's father, who was Sudi Namachanja. When land was being subdivided among the Bahone tribe, a clan, Cardinal Otunga was given land, but he retained it for reasons we may never know. Being a Catholic priest, I would have expected him maybe to have surrendered it to the clan back or even given it to the church so that something like a school or a hospital or something of social value would be given. But he retained that land until he died. In his will, he had written that the land should revert back to Bahone's clan. As we speak, he is on his way to be made a saint. He has already taken a few steps, which means reburial. The place that he was originally buried, they removed him and buried him at a second place. But those are Catholic traditions. And finally, may I salute him in his vernacular. papa omukhone noli ingaki okhukumbukanga fwesi shishida nicho khunyolanga, okhakhwivirira ta, okhusayila khuwele, amin.